Hi friends, and welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. If you are returning, I appreciate you all so very much. And if you are new here, welcome. My name is Brenda, and I am so thankful you are here today as well. Today I am hosting my very first little playlist called A Vintage Christmas. I'll let you know more about that in a few minutes. So with all that being said, let's get to crafting. Okay, here's DIY number 1. So for this DIY, I printed this picture off of, I think it was Graphic Fairy. And I have this frame that I got from Dollar Tree. Some of these faux branches and pine cones from Walmart, the garland clips, and that clipped poinsettia from Dollar Tree. So I start off, of course, by taking off all those pictures, the twine, the clips. I had to remove the back in order to get all the twine off. And then once I get this all off and get the twine cut and removed, I took my sanding block that I got from Dollar Tree, and I am just sanding this. Now, this isn't real wood. This is like a shiny kind of finish on top. So I was sanding it so that it would the paint would adhere better, but I really liked it was given a distressed look around the edges. So I decided to go ahead and play with the look it was giving and do some more distressing with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Cashew. Then I just needed to trim the picture up a little bit. It was a little too wide, but of course it wasn't long enough for the frame. And this was the only frame that I had to fit that picture. So I'm going to fix that. So once I got that picture into the frame, I took some of these garland clips from Dollar Tree. I took 2 and wrapped them together. And then I'm just going to hot glue them right there on the bottom where the picture doesn't fit. And then you will never know that it didn't fit unless you watch this video. So then after I had that on, I took the clip, that poinsettia, and I wanted to put it on the bottom, but it was covering up the words. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe if I put it here on the corner. So this is where I took some of those pine cones, and I'm just going to hot glue them right there on the corner. And then after I get them hot glued on the corner, I am going to pull out the back of that clip from that poinsettia. And then I'm just going to hot glue that onto the frame there. I figured then that way it's not covering the words. Then after that, I just took some of the twine that came off of that frame, and I tied knots on both ends, and I just hot glued them to the back. And this DIY is done. And I absolutely love this picture. I think it was so cute, and it says Joyous Christmas to You, which, most time we say Merry Christmas. So I thought this was just so cool and so out of the ordinary. So today's challenge is a vintage Christmas that I am hosting, and my co-host is Jackie with Crafting in Mimi's World. And I have 3 wonderfully creative women who have joined us. We have Brandy with Making It My Own, Sarah with Jujubee DIY, and Stephanie with Mama Can Make It. I love these ladies. I love watching them. They're amazing. So make sure you check out their videos. I'll have links to the description or to the playlist in my description box. So make sure you check that out. So here's DIY number 2. So for this DIY, I just had a whole bunch of lace ribbon that I had bought from Walmart and Hobby Lobby. And I wasn't sure how much I was going to use or what I needed. So I just grabbed the stuff that I really liked and wanted to have on hand. Then I had some glittery buttons that I bought from Hobby Lobby, and then I printed out the sheet music to Oh Christmas Tree. And this picture frame I actually got at a thrift store earlier this year, and I had spray painted it white, but it's been sitting in my stash waiting for me to use it, and I knew I wanted to use it at Christmas time. So I thought this would be the perfect time. So I, of course, took the mirror out at the back. I'm cutting one of those songs, lyrics, pages, whatever you want to call it. And I'm just going to put some double-sided tape on the back of the part that I cut. And I'm just going to add that because it wasn't as long as that picture frame. And I know that we're going to cover that seam up with the lace, so I wasn't worried about that. So I just have that all taped, and then I am just adding that to the mirror side of the frame. I didn't hot glue it or anything. That way, if I want to reuse that frame, I can. So then I took my Cashew chalk paint in Waverly brand, and I am just doing some dry brushing, kind of heavy duty dry brushing, because I wanted to have a mixture of the white and the cream color, because my lace, I have some cream colored lace and white lace. So I was just kind of mixing both those colors. I thought it gave it more of a vintage look, and that's what I was going for. So I'm just cutting little strips, and I'm doing an angle with the bottom part being a little longer, and each strip layer gets a little shorter or smaller. Sorry. So that way it looks more like a Christmas tree. And so I just go and I just cut out the ribbon as I liked. And then once I had it laid out, I just went with my hot glue and just started gluing them down. And of course, if you recreate this, you want to make sure you have some kind of finger protector or spatula or something, because, you know, lace has holes, and that glue does seep through. So once I had it all hot glued, I took one of those little buttons and I put some hot glue and I just put it right at the top. And what I loved about the buttons is it was in the shape of a star. Then I had like this beaded lace. It looks like something you'd put on like a wedding dress. And it wasn't very much. I was so shocked. But anyways, I am just going to hot glue this all along the edge of the tree. And I just think this really gave it a lot more definition. And so once I went all the way around, I took some of this beaded garland that I had and just kind of folded it in half and put some hot glue down and put it there to be the trunk of the tree. And then I added that other little button right on the top there. And I absolutely love this. This just looks to me so vintage, so, I don't know, old time. I don't know. And I love it. And that music is Oh Christmas Tree, which I thought was fitting for a Christmas tree. So you have to let me know what you think of this in the comment box below. But I love it. I think it's really sweet. So here is DIY number 3. So for this DIY, I'm going to use one of my Chalk Couture transfers, and I'm using this chalkboard from Dollar Tree. This came from a base of a pumpkin from Dollar Tree, and then some chalk paste and some pipe cleaners or chenille stems, whatever you call them. I call them pipe cleaners, I guess. So then this is the first time I've used my transfer, so I'm just fuzzing it here. So that way it doesn't stick to my board. And then I am just, well, you want it to stick, but you want it to come off too. So I just put it on my board, and then I'm using some painter's tape here because I am very messy at this, and I did not want to get the gray color on my snowflakes, and I'm going to do the bird the red color. So I wanted to make sure that I covered them up. So I am just using some gray, and I am going to put that all around the words and the little lines and frilly things. And that color is, no, it's not Ocean Mist. I'll have to, in my description box, I'll let you know what colors that was. Oh, nope, that's not it either. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to look. I can't. Sorry, my craft room's a mess, you guys, and I'm knocking things over trying to find the color. I'll have it in my description box. I will just give up. So once I had that done, I started taking that tape off, and I realized I did go under the tape a little bit, got a little of the gray on the snowflake, but I was able to wipe it off with the baby wipe. It came off real easily. Then I used my white and went over the snowflakes, and now I am using my shimmer crimson to color in the bird and the little berries that's below the bird. Oh, it's going to drive me nuts. I keep looking, you guys. Oh, Oh my goodness. Okay, so after that, I just gently pull off my transfer and it came out so pretty. I just love these colors. And so then I took my Waverly chalk paint in the color white and I'm just painting that side of that board, and then I paint the base white as well. And while those were drying, I took 3 Chanel stems and I am just twisting them together. And I end up cutting it down some, but you just want to twist it all together. This is going to be the trunk of my tinsel tree. And then after that, I took some more of those Chanel stems and I cut out 2 equal size pieces. And I had 9 rows and they kept getting longer for each row, as you can see there. So I have the smaller on top and then I just keep getting a little bit longer until I have 9 rows. And then once I was done with that, I just started twisting, starting with the smallest on top. I am twisting them around the stem and then just kind of straightening out the stems to look like a tree. And at the top of the what do you call it? Not the stem, but the base of that tree, the 3 that we winded together, at the ends, I sprawled them out like you would tree limbs. So then once I was done wrapping them all with what I needed, I'm just kind of fluffing them here. And then I just put some hot glue on the end of this picture. And I'm just going to set that right down. And then I realized, I need it to go up because I'm not going to be able to stand it up if the tree is longer than the picture. Then I took these jingle bells that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just getting the red and I'm just sticking them here and there all over the little tinsel tree. And I absolutely love the way this came out. I wasn't sure about this at first. I was like, I'm not sure. But when I finished with it, I just absolutely loved it. So then I took some more of the Chanel stems or pipe cleaners, whatever you want to call them. And I'm just hot gluing it all around the picture frame and around the base on the bottom. And that is all there was to this one. And I love it. I love the colors. You'll have to let me know what you think about this one. And if you're interested at all in any chalk couture, you can check my Linktree and it will have links in there, or you can just reach out to me. I'd be happy to answer any questions for you. I just love it. It's so cute. I love that tinsel tree. It's so stinking cute. Okay, here is DIY number 4. So for this one, I'm using one of these churches I got last year at Dollar Tree. I printed this out. This was from Graphic Fairy as well. I had this shelf that I got from Dollar Tree and this window from Dollar Tree. And so I'm going to start off by using my heat gun and my little Cricut spatula, and I just scrape off the glue and the glitter. And I'll tell you guys, I had glitter everywhere. But it was kind of fun scraping it off. It wasn't too hard. Add a little heat. If it gets hard, you just add a little bit of heat and it comes right off. But it was pretty easy until I got the front part of the church because it had little grooves. So that took a little time to get it all out of the grooves. So once I got it all out, I just took my Waverly chalk paint in the color white and I painted the whole church. And after that, I painted the shelf white as well. And then I just took off the little sign from the front of that window, and I am going to cut this picture down to fit behind this window. And then I just hot glue it in place. If you are new here, I just want to say welcome. I am so happy you are here. If you like what you see, I would really appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button and become part of our family. Hit the notification bell so YouTube will notify you once I upload, which is usually on Wednesdays unless I'm participating in a challenge. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button and comment. That really helps my channel grow and I would appreciate it. So here I'm just, after I hot glued that window frame onto the shelf, I'm just taking some gold pipe cleaner and I am just hot gluing it to the base of that shelf. And when I was looking up vintage Christmas stuff, I was thinking a lot along the lines of the 50s, 60s. And they used a lot of shadow boxes. They had a lot of tinsel. And so that's kind of what I was going with when it came to this project. So here I'm just hot gluing that church in place. I put a little wreath that I got from Hobby Lobby. And then I'm using a couple of these little trees I got from Walmart, and the little bench and lights I got from Dollar Tree. So I just hot glued them all in place. And then I put some more of that gold pipe cleaner around the windowsill and added another wreath to the top of the window. And then here I'm just adding some Mod Podge all around the top of that church. And then I'm going to add some glitter. I can't remember what it's called. I'll have it in my description box. And then that's all there was for this project. So I think it's really cute. It does remind me of something vintage. I just love that there is a picture of that little boy and that church in the background. Yeah, it makes me feel nostalgic. So let me know what you think about this too. Okay, for the final DIY, I made this little ornament, and I used one of these metal stars from Dollar Tree, this piece of paper from this paper pack I got from Hobby Lobby, and some pearls that I got from Dollar Tree last year. Then I'm just going to trace out the star to that paper, and when I cut this out, I cut it inside of the line that I traced to make it a little smaller, and it fit perfectly inside the star. I didn't even have to glue it. It was perfect, and it was tight in there too. And then I just took 3 little pearls, and I'm just hot gluing them and sticking them on each corner of the stars. So you have 3 in each little corner there. It was kind of hard at first. That finger protector was getting in my way, so I ended up having to take it off, and that kind of helped me getting it into those little crevices. And then once I had them all done, I took a little gold poinsettia I got from poinsettia, yeah, that I got from Dollar Tree, and I hot glued it to the top. Then I had this like gold rope stuff that I bought from Hobby Lobby last year, and I'm just making it a bow with it. And then I'm going to hot glue that to the top of the star. Now I know hot glue and metal don't like each other very much. This fell off once already, and I've had to hot glue it. So I might end up having to use some E6000. I am going to use that as well to create a hanger, which has fallen off because it's hot glue. So if you want to recreate this, I suggest using something like super glue or E6000. I just didn't have the time, but I'm going to have to go back and do that now. And then I took some of this same rope, and I am just outlining that star, and crazy enough, this seems to be sticking just fine. But anyways, we'll see what happens with that. But I really love this gold on there. I just think it really just gives it the finishing touch that it needed. And then once that was all done, I added a little gold tree that I got from Dollar Tree right in the middle, and this ornament is done, and I think it is so cute. You'll have to let me know what you think as well. So guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I am so happy you are all here, and I appreciate you guys all so very much. I hope that you enjoy this playlist, enjoy these wonderful creative women. Make sure you check them out. Show them some love. If you don't know who they are, subscribe. They are wonderful. You won't be disappointed. I can guarantee that. And with all of this, guys, I will be back on Friday with another video. So I'm looking forward to it. So with all that being said, you guys, have a wonderful, blessed week, and I will see you on the other side. Bye-bye.